Salty's bit today is about this creepy house that I walked by when I was growing up. It was on the way, it was between home and the school, elementary school. What I could remember as a kid was it had a really tall chain link fence. It had like a 12-year-old kid. I think I was 12. Anyway, no, I was younger. 8-year-old kid. It was like a 10-foot fence, but now as an adult, it was probably just like a 6-foot fence. It had the bar in the middle, a horizontal bar in the middle, so it was an extra high fence. And the house was kind of like powder blue. It had asbestos shingles, with the chain link fence around it, and all the windows were either boarded up or had real dark curtains. You couldn't see inside. The yard wasn't kept, meaning it wasn't mowed, and it was just creepy, man. We never walked. Well, I wouldn't say never, but we avoided walking by ourselves next to the house. There was one time I remember that we saw anybody coming in or out of that house. Apparently, some kids that went to the school lived in that house, but either they weren't in my class, or they just hid it really well. They didn't really talk about it, or nobody really ever mentioned it. But the one time I remember, we were walking home, a group of us were walking home. Yes, we walked home, and back in the day, when I was your age, when school let out, it was a mass exodus. About 100 kids just kind of entered the sidewalks and started walking home. And so I was usually with a group of maybe 5 or 10 kids. Maybe 3 or 4 of them were my friends. And we would walk down the street and past this house. Well, one particular day we were walking, and of course I was oblivious. But for some reason I noticed there were 2 taller people in the group. Maybe one. Might have been one. One at least. So we'll stick with that, given my altered memory. So we're walking home, and this one taller person is in the group, and I noticed it was and the more I noticed this person, it was a lady, a female. At my guesstimate, coming from the perspective of an elementary school kid, she was probably in her 20s or 30s, and she was wearing shorts. She was kind of a petite lady. I'll call her lady. But her clothes were kind of worn. She was wearing kind of like Daisy Dukes and a short, kind of like a baseball type t-shirt, with the black sleeves and the white shirt. But she had no shoes. And, the sidewalks weren't exactly debris free. So it was just kind of odd. The whole thing felt odd. And we were walking, and this lady's just walking in front of us, and I don't know if one of the kids in the group was her sister or son or child or something, but I just remember her walking with the group. And then when we walked by that house, she turned down the street. It was right on the corner of the street. She turned down that street and went in the fence and went in the house. And I'm like, somebody does live there. So anyway, I checked out the house. Just something tickled my memory, and so I checked out the house. And not much is, well, a lot has changed, but as far as the house being boarded up, it's still boarded up. It's still in disrepair. After all these years, there's some pictures of it. The things that did change are that the big chain link fence is gone, and it's replaced by a wooden fence, but the house is still a wreck. And I don't know if the house was just, I wouldn't say haunted, but cursed or what, but just one of those memories that popped in my head. I was like, whatever happened to that creepy house? Anyway, that's my Salty's bit for this morning. What's your creepy story? Talk to you later. Bye.